Hi Cancer, this is Common with Common Sense Oracle, and I'm here to do your February 5th through February 11th, 2018 Oracle reading, and I will be using the Soul's Journey. Just keep in mind that I am not a psychic, I am not a medium, I am intuitive, and so I will, whatever messages come through from Spirit, I will relay those to you in, as my name implies, a common sense kind of way, and hopefully you'll be able to use this information for you this week. All right, my dear, just about got you shuffled up, and then we will get started. So your first card that I have for you is Peace. Your second card that I've got for you is Grief. Okay, so isn't that interesting? Those seem like complete opposites, and they kind of are, and they kind of aren't. So let me go ahead and let's start with the meaning of the cards, and then we'll get started with it. So Peace. I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy. Grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Well, this week you could, I always, there's sometimes it's like blatantly obvious how these two could connect, like grief is, the loss of peace. Okay. But let's dig a little bit deeper than that. This right here, this card, whenever it comes up, typically means that there is, the negative energy, there's a negative and positive energy that is out of whack, right? Because in life there's always the duality, the good and the bad, the dark and the light, yin and the yang. So usually when this comes up, it usually means that, and depending on what accompanies it, it usually means that there is an imbalance of negative and positive energy, I'll say, or low vibrations, high vibrations, right? So right now, it's important to remember that life is always going to be full of these. Okay, it's cyclical, so it'll always go. There's always going to be cycles of the good and the good and the bad, the positive and the negative. There's always going to be that always continuous loop. Okay, because that's just how life is. You can't have good without bad, because how are you supposed to know what good is if you don't know what bad is? How do you appreciate the good if you haven't been through the muck of things? Okay, so to get to this card right here, understand that when you're grieving, you are upset at the loss of what could have been or what was, and so it's just a reminder to appreciate what you did have. Okay, and there's peace and gratitude. There's a lot of peace and gratitude, and accepting and surrendering to what is now, and loving and appreciating what was before, and just accepting that it is no longer. Okay, and that can be from a plethora of things. That can be from the most devastating events in life to even things that seem trivial. But it's really important that when something is gone and it's in the past, or it cannot be brought back, that right there is life in and of itself. It is fleeting. It is beautiful and it is fleeting. And at some point, all things end. So appreciate when you have them. And if you're going through something right now that is very emotionally trying, where you had a very traumatic thing happen, keep in mind that it's important to feel your feelings. Don't try to stuff them down and pretend like everything's okay, or have this false sense of peace or false sense of love or this false sense of positivity. Don't do that. Feel your feelings, but also don't wallow in them. Keep in mind that while it's perfectly normal and acceptable to feel sad and to experience the feelings of grief and loss, it is not a place that you want to live in. Okay, you can vacation there for a little bit because it's part of the human condition, but you are not going to grow, and you are not going to get past it, and you are not going to be able to have peace if you keep yourself in that negative cycle. Okay, so if you are off right now in your positive and negative energy, you really need to take a look at why. And if you already know why, you probably do, that's an opportunity for you to be thankful for what was and what will be. Okay, because this is life. It happens to everybody. Everybody goes through the loss of peace, and they go through grief. and then grief goes away, and then they have their peace and happiness. This is just how things happen. So don't feel like you're alone, that you're suffering alone, because you're not. This is just an opportunity for you to just be human, be present, and be thankful for all that you have and have had, okay? I do hope this helps you, my dear. I hope that you get through whatever you're going through, because I know that when this card comes up, it's typically, when these two cards come up together, there's typically an imbalance, and it's typically you're going through something. And I really do hope that you get through it, and I know that you will. And just know that you're not alone, and that life is beautiful, despite the things that happen in life to us, and a lot of times for us. Just keep in mind that even if it doesn't make sense right now, even if you don't see the purpose of it right now, um, remember the beautiful things about the situation, and allow yourself to feel your feelings, but keep moving on your soul's journey and keep growing, okay? And I do hope that helped you, my dear, and I hope to see you back next week. Bye-bye.